Hey crafters, welcome back to the channel. If you're getting ready for Easter and you love fun, eye-catching treats, then you're going to love today's project. So, we are going to be showing how to assemble step by step the Easter gumball machine. So, let's get started. So, here my print has already been printed. It's on a 16 by 20 adhesive sheet that I sent to Walgreens to have it printed off. So what you see me doing here is detaching the actual print from the backing. I'm going to pull the backing a little bit back from the curve and fold it down. So the best way to make it where you don't get the bubbles and your poster does not stick is to take the backing off little by little. So you want to fold it down and then line it up with the corner of your foam poster board. So you can't see the corner of my foam poster board here, but that's where I'm lining it up with the poster board. And then you're going to see me slowly pull the backing off to attach the entire poster, the backing of the poster to the foam board. So you want to slowly rub it down to make sure you don't have any bubbles. If you do by chance have bubbles, if you push down firmly, the bubbles will um, decrease. So you'll see me pushing it down and then slowly pulling the poster away from the backing to lay it down on the poster board. So here I'm just rubbing out any additional bubbles that I seen once the entire poster was down on the foam board. So that's just me rubbing my hand across the poster to ensure I don't have any additional bubbles. You want to make sure you get all those bubbles out because if you don't, it can cause your poster to rip and become damaged. So you want to make sure you push all of those bubbles out, smooth it out. Another method would be to use a squeegee. But here I'm just using my hand to get those bubbles out. To grab the craft X-Acto knife, and you can grab a ruler. Because what you want to do is score in between the lines of each section of your gumball machine. So the first part, I'm going to cut off the access foam board away from the poster. So here I'm just using a ruler to line it up to where I'm going to cut off the access portion of the poster. So when cutting off the access portion, you can use um, a firm push when doing the cutting because you want to make sure you cut all the way through the foam board to release it. So I'm just grabbing a different ruler here. It doesn't really matter which ruler you use. It's your preference here. This ruler is a little longer. That's why I chose to grab this one instead. So I'm just lining it up to where I want it to be. And then I'm going to use the knife to cut through. You want to ensure too you're on a firm surface when you're doing your cutting, and you want to make sure your blade is basically new because without a new blade, you will have a hard time getting those smooth edges. So here I'm just cutting the access portion from the bottom of the poster. So as you notice, the first cut I did, the excess piece came right off. The blade is brand new, and then I did a firm cut to get that excess piece off. I'm going to do the same thing at the bottom portion to get that excess piece off as well. You're going to see I'm going to make score lines. So again, your score lines, you don't want to cut all the way through the foam board. You are just making a slight cut in, which will cause you to be able to bend the board into the different sections in order to glue it to make that appearance of the square gumball machine base. So here again, you just want to score the lines in between, not pushing all the way through, you just scoring them. And you're going to do this within each section. You want to try to put that line in the middle of each section of the gumball machine print. So here I'm doing a slight cut, not a firm cut. If you do a firm cut, it's going to cut all the way through. So you only want to score it here, not a full cut, just scoring in between those lines. So here again, I'm just going to each section and creating a score line. Once all the score lines are complete, we're going to bend the actual foam board. So here we're bending the foam board. I do have to make another score line on this section because it didn't score enough, and then just clean up a little bit of the edges. Again, do not push all the way through because you will cut your board all the way through. So you just want to score each section on this portion. And to get the glue gun heated up, it should be ready to go almost, because that's how we are going to adhere the side. So once we bend the board, we are going to hot glue it on one end to adhere the sides together, and that's how you're going to form your bubblegum ball machine base. So the middle part of your gumball machine. All right, so we are just gluing the bottom portion of the gumball machine. So what I did here was just cut out a square the same size as the bottom of the gumball machine so it could adhere to the bottom portion, so the colored base. So the bottom portion is where you can use the color serving dish where you can find from the Dollar Tree. So I put a square at the bottom and a square at the top of the centerpiece of the gumball machine. This makes it easier for you to attach the bottom base to the gumball machine, and it's going to make it easier for you to attach the bowl at the top. So you just saw me put the glue on the bottom of the center portion of the gumball machine to adhere it to the serving dish. So now I'm going to glue the top bow to the top portion of the gumball machine center. And you can do this just by using a hot glue gun, and it will adhere pretty easy to your middle portion. All right, so we're going to glue the bottom portion right to the top of the centerpiece of the gumball machine, and then you can just push that down. So just give it a firm push just to make sure that it sticks. You can now go ahead and start adding the grass if you like. You can find the grass at the Dollar Tree, Walmart, anywhere that has the Easter grass in stock. So you can go ahead and put that in, or you can wait until you have both portions of the top bowl affixed. So you're gonna see me here. I'm just pushing the grass down, trying to get it all in. We all know this Easter grass is so messy, it gets everywhere quickly. So we're gonna push it down a little bit more. Just put the top portion of the bowl on, so it's two different serving bowls. You can find these same serving bowls at the Dollar Tree. They come in various colors. And then you can grab an adhesive hinge. The adhesive hinges can be found right on Amazon. And we're going to use that to attach the two bowls together, which will give you like a clamp style portion at the top where you can easily open and close the two bowls. So what you do is the adhesive hinges come with two sticker sides. So all you're gonna do is peel one side, attach that to the bottom bow, and then peel the top half of the adhesive hinge and attach the top adhesive hinge to the top bow, and then it gives you the clamp style. So here is our finished product um of our Easter bubblegum ball machine Easter basket. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and we will see you in the next one.